Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We gotta add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the Vietnam War. The government has been getting bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your weekly morning show where we bring you the latest and everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, Bitcoin is crashing hard. Yesterday, Donald Trump announced that we were going to have a cryptocurrency strategic reserve, not stockpile, reserve of Solana, XRP, and ADA. A couple of hours later, he gets a text from Barron. Most likely, we don't really know what happened, but I have a feeling that's what happened. Either Eric or Barron texted him and said, hey, Daddy-O, you forgot about Bitcoin and Ethereum. So he, quote, Truth Socials, quote tweeted, whatever, quote tweets, quote posts himself over on Truth Social and says, oh, of course, we're going to have Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's this wonderful day because in the history books, we will always have those two social media posts. Like in 10, 15 years, when your kids are in school, they're going to open up the social media, the history book, and it's going to be a picture of Trump announcing those three being in their strategic reserve. And then, oopsie, we forgot about Bitcoin and Ethereum. But don't worry, we love Bitcoin and Ethereum. I was just posting while on the toilet and wasn't paying enough attention. That is the leader of our free world. Love him or hate him, he's definitely got character. It's always very funny how he announces stuff. Guy does his own writing. I get it. I do my own writing. Sometimes you miss something, right? So today we're having a crash. Why? Well, here's the deal. I forgot my prop. I forgot my tinfoil hat because we got to go full on conspiracy mode. Yesterday, somebody opened $200 million worth of longs, about $130 million in Bitcoin, $60 million or so in Ethereum. Maybe it was the other way around. About $200 million of longs, 50x, which meant a 2% drop would liquidate their $200 million position. About an hour before Trump announced this. Was this Trump? Was it Trump that made $6 million closing out those trades? I don't know. But what is interesting to me is that Trump also posted this on Sunday, meaning the Chicago Mercantile Exchange was closed. If you're not familiar, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is one of the largest exchanges in the world, has Bitcoin futures, and we track, pretty much every charter still tracks something called the CME gap, which is what happens when Bitcoin moves over the weekend. We've got a couple of them. We had a gap back over here, and the top of that gap on the wick was right about here at $77,000. We almost filled it, but not quite. Interesting timing that we almost filled it, but didn't quite fill it. As of Donald Trump's post yesterday, we created another gap right here between $85,000 and $91,000. You see, the interesting thing about CME gaps, if this is the first time you're hearing about CME gap, like what is that? Chicago Mercantile Exchange gap? Basically, it means that there's a gap, and generally the market is going to fill it. What does fill mean? Well, it means that it's a name. It's a name. Typically, it typically shows up in Anglo-Saxon. No, to fill the gap means that we're probably going to retrace to the downside, and we're going to basically cover it. The market will probably come and cover it, which would mean Bitcoin to fill this gap would have to drop down to about $85,000. It's interesting because that seems to be exactly what we're doing right now. I know you were hoping, okay, Coffee and Crypto is going to come on Monday, my favorite show in all of the entire world, and we were going to talk about how much Bitcoin had rallied. But unfortunately, in the last hour, Bitcoin's actually crashing. In the last hour, Bitcoin is down about $4,500. So today, we're going to be talking not only about the announcement that Donald Trump put out over the weekend, but we also necessarily have to talk about the correction that seems to be coming right now as a result of the fact that that post happened on a Sunday. It makes me wonder if Donald Trump, I'm just putting this out here because I want to be fair, right? I voted for Trump. I've told you that before, but I want to be fair to the other side because I have no idea what he's doing. Maybe this was an accident. Maybe it was on purpose. I want to hear your opinion. You tell me. What do you think? It's interesting that this happened on Sunday. It was always going to create a CME gap. There's also this long. Somebody obviously had insider information. Nobody makes a $200 million 50x long. Like, that doesn't happen. Nobody's stupid enough to do that. Unless you got Elon Musk over there and he's playing around with a couple of his pennies, right? The fact that that happened on Sunday means that the gap was always going to get filled. I do wonder if that gap being filled is the opportunity that Donald Trump and his team, and potentially the White House and the United States federal government, are going to seize upon to start acquiring the Bitcoin. Was this all intentional? Was it intentional that this went out on a Sunday, or did Trump just realize, oh, wait a minute, all right, Bitcoin, we need to do something about that, and then opened up his phone and posted something and added $300 billion to the market? I don't know. I'd love to hear your opinions on that in the chat. Welcome to the stream, everyone who is here today. We've got a big show ahead of us, so thank you very much for being here. This is your #1 show in the entire cryptocurrency space to get your pulse on exactly what is happening in cryptocurrency. If you're new here, my name is Jeb McAfee. I've been working in the cryptocurrency space for the better part of 6.5 years, coming up on 7 years this July. I love crypto. I love Bitcoin. I've been acquiring Bitcoin since Bitcoin was well under $4,000. When I got into the space, Bitcoin was trading at $2,900. My first purchase was Litecoin in August of 2017. We hold a position of dozens of different cryptocurrencies, and we love Bitcoin. We love cryptocurrencies. We love the altcoins. When Trump announced 5 cryptocurrencies in the strategic reserve, it's funny, all 5 of those are our largest positions, and we dollar cost average 4 of them every single day, because I truly believe in this space. And the mission of this channel is to help you and other Americans, other people around the world, succeed financially. And I want to help you guys solve your financial problems one family at a time. That's our entire mission statement. And so we're going to continue moving right along doing exactly that. Welcome to the stream, everybody who's here. Blaznik is in chat in no particular order. Let's just shout out some names. Christopher Ryan's in chat. Rick4962 said respect coming in first. Rick, appreciate you being here, my friend. Good to see you. Cool Under Bassi is in chat. Let's see. Dante is in chat. Yes, it's crashing to fill the CME gap. Yep, pretty much. That's what it looks like. Let's see. ETH pumps, ETH bear. ETH bears hold my beer. Yep, there you go. Let's see. SpongeBob is in chat. Good morning, SpongeBob. SpongeBob is here. There you go. The most annoying character ever conceived. Now, my wife and I, we grew up on SpongeBob. I kid you not, we were having a movie night. You remember this. We were having a movie night, and we're sitting there getting snacks, right? And this lady who is, let's just say SpongeBob's not her generation, right? She walks up and she says, I'm looking for something called Krabby Patties. And we're both standing there. We're like, oh, no, don't worry. We grew up on SpongeBob. We know exactly right there. And so we helped her find them. So good morning, SpongeBob SquarePants. Hope you guys are looking forward to today's stream. Let's not delay anymore. We got a lot to get into, not a lot of time to do it. Bitcoin is currently trading at not $92,000. I'm sorry, we got to do a refresh. $89,800. Bitcoin is down 4% in the last hour. We have seen a major rally following Donald Trump's Truth Social post yesterday. Within 3 full hours, about 2.5 hours, we saw an $8,000 pump on Bitcoin. Sorry, almost a $10,000 pump on Bitcoin. And we saw an explosion, an absolutely massive explosion on the other coins that were listed by Trump. Those being Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and XRP. Poor Binance got left out. I do wonder if it's because he's concerned about it being a security since it bears the same name as an exchange. I don't have any idea that he didn't say that, to be clear, but it is interesting that it was not the top 5 cryptocurrencies that got called out. It was the top 6 minus Bitcoin, minus Binance. So that's a little bit unfortunate. He did say others, so maybe Binance will be in there. Who knows? It would make sense to me if it wasn't, considering it's tied to an exchange, and that would be a little bit of picking favorites since it is tied to an exchange. Who knows? We'll see. Either way, we saw a major pump on Ethereum. We then saw that major pump basically evaporate. Over the last couple of hours, we saw Ethereum, yesterday when we saw this announcement come out, we saw Ethereum jump from $2,200 all the way up to $2,530, and we're basically right back to exactly where we started. The entire pump that we saw on Ethereum yesterday is basically gone. The wind is out of the sails on Ethereum, and I'm not too happy about it. The issue that we're running into right now is that Ethereum is the leader of the altcoin space, and the altcoin space is not doing well because Bitcoin's on a correction. And at the same time, Ethereum also has a lot stiffer competition than it did during the last bull market. If you look at Ethereum's market capitalization historical chart, you're going to see that it has not stood up to the likes of Solana, for example. I'm not here to tell you that Solana is perfect. It's not. It's really not. But what I am here to tell you are the facts. And the fact is, Solana is beating the daylights out of Ethereum on every single important metric. You can see the size of the Solana rally this cycle compared to the size of the Ethereum rally this cycle. Ethereum's market cap rally, which is a real chart, it's not being tampered with by the inflation schedule of the two different cryptocurrency circulating supply. The market cap of Solana on the dip right now is still higher than the previous cycle's all-time high. And we're down almost 50% from Solana's current bull market all-time high. The same cannot be said for Ethereum, where Ethereum is still over $100 billion below, excuse me, more like $200 billion below its previous bull market all-time high. I love Ethereum. We hold a lot of Ethereum. It's getting annihilated, and we've got to ask ourselves the question, why? We see the same thing happening here. This rally came in. It's already almost gone. Not to get too far off topic, because that's not really the point of today's video. We made a video on this last week, why we expect Solana to go to over $1,000. Make sure to check that out if you haven't already. I'm not very excited about where Ethereum is right now. When they moved to proof of stake, Ethereum was not built to be proof of stake. It was built to be proof of work. So it was not the most seamless transition in the in the history of the world. The Solidity programming language is getting massively outcompeted by the Rust programming language, the native programming language over on Solana. And when you look at the TVL is 10x in the same time that Ethereum's TVL has doubled. TVL on Solana, market cap on Solana is still smaller, but I do wonder if we're looking at a flippening coming in at some point in the next few years, just because Solana's technology seems to be massively more advanced. I'd love to hear your opinions on that. Do you expect that we're going to see a Solana flippening of Ethereum? I think there's actually a pretty decent chance it happens, and so that's why we are stacking Solana. We do acquire Solana on a daily basis. Now, one cryptocurrency that has absolutely thrived off of this news has been the surprising addition of Cardano. We kind of expected that if we were going to have anything other than Bitcoin, we were going to have Ethereum and XRP. And Solana also makes sense since it is the major competitor of Ethereum. What we didn't necessarily see coming as much was the fact that Cardano was listed as cryptocurrencies that were going to be added in the Strategic National Reserve. We were trading at 61 cents before that announcement. Immediately after the announcement, Cardano jumped within just a couple of hours to $1.12. So we literally doubled almost. We just came shy of doubling, which was a great day for Cardano. And it is a bit of a sigh of relief for everyone who's been invested in Cardano, saying, oh my goodness, where are the previous all-time highs? We've got Solana coming really far ahead out on this competition that it has between Ethereum and Cardano, whereas Cardano has fantastic technology, and Ethereum has a large user base. Solana seems to be kind of being the best of both worlds. It has fantastic technology and a large user base, a lot of adoption going on. So Solana seems to be winning in this race. So Cardano needed a win, and Cardano got a win. One coin that did not get a win and was not very happy about it over on X was Litecoin. Litecoin posted the little face whenever the current crypto czar, David Sachs, posted about this announcement. Was not a very good day for Litecoin. Litecoin was very sad about this. But the question that we have to get into today, and the really, really important meat and potatoes of what we're going to discuss today, is where are we going? Where are we going? Is Bitcoin going to fill the CME futures gap or not? Are we actually going into a new uptrend or not? What are the support levels that we need to be looking at? We've got to pay attention to all this stuff, so let's do it. If you guys are enjoying today's stream, make sure to hit that like button. Let's see if we can't get to over 500 likes on today's stream. It's a big, big, big goal, but I think we can do it. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. The first thing that I want to keep in mind for everyone who just tuned in is this Bitcoin CME futures gap. We've actually got two, not just one. We've got a CME gap over here that was not completely filled. And then we've also got the gap that was built yesterday when Trump announced this change. If we were to fill both of these CME futures gaps, then we would end up double bottoming down around $78,000, which at that point in time, you're not very far away from our bottom that we were calling for of $73,800. So are we going to see $73,800 or not? It is far too early to speculate as to whether or not Bitcoin is going to be able to go into a new uptrend right now. And this is the most important point I want to make on today's stream. So listen up. A lot of people expect, because of Donald Trump's announcement, that we are about to see a massive rally. And in a minute, I'm going to explain to you why that very well may happen. Because we've got some more announcements that are coming at 1:30 p.m. today from the White House. Depending on what they say, it is extremely possible that we absolutely moonshot from here and we're at $130,000 by the end of the day. I'm not kidding. This is a big, 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 big deal, and we have no idea what it means yet. We'll find out at 1:30. We'll talk about that in a second. That announcement notwithstanding, if that ends up being a nothing burger, then we are not bullish enough yet to confirm that a new uptrend has started just because Trump posted something on Truth Social. Let's not forget, he posted a promise. We've already had the promise. The only difference is the promise now includes Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Ethereum. That's the only difference. The only thing that changed yesterday is now we know that the promise is a cryptocurrency strategic reserve that includes those 4 altcoins and, quote, others. He said, and others, right? That's the only thing that's actually fundamentally different, which explains why the market is flopping right now. Everybody got really excited about this, as we should. It's nice to hear the president talking about it. But after a couple of hours and the emotions die down, people start realizing, oh yeah, I don't guess really a whole lot changed yet. It might, and I think it will soon, but as of this very moment, 10:16 a.m., Monday, March the 3rd, about 16 hours after Trump posted this, nothing has, as of yet, actually really changed, other than those other altcoins are in the running, which is why those other altcoins are performing so well, because something did change for them. For Bitcoin, not much has actually really changed at all as of yesterday. We just had another confirmation that this is what he wants to do. So with that said, I cannot come before you today and say that I'm super confident that this correction is over. We can speculate that it's about to be over, but it's really just not confirmed yet. We don't know. We don't know whether Bitcoin is going to hold here on the 0.382 Fibonacci level, right? That's where we held on our last correction, 0.382, $55,000. We roughly held there. We dropped a little bit below down to the 0.5, but that's what we did here too, right? I hope you can see this market structure. In the last correction, we dropped down to, on the candle bodies on the daily chart, to 0.382. The candle wick, for example, dropped down here to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement of the rally, which was at $49,300. As of today, we have seen Bitcoin basically hold on the candle bodies down here at 38.2 Fibonacci retracement, and the candle wick dropped back down to 0.5, which was at $79,000. That's fantastic technical support. We love that. But what we don't know is whether or not it's going to hold. We don't know whether or not we're going to actually repeat what we did in the last cycle. If we did, huzzah, we have the bottom. If not, who knows what's going to happen? We'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. We can speculate. Here's the difference about this channel. When I speculate, I'm going to use the word speculate. You know why? Because speculation and wisdom, I just hit the desk so hard that my stream deck like flickered on and off for a second. Speculation and reality are two different things. We can speculate all day long about where Bitcoin's going to be. And we do. We can speculate all day long about what the next rally is going to look like or where Solana's going to go. Guys, we got a $1,000 Solana price prediction video up on the channel 2 weeks ago. I get it. Speculation is not an issue, but the issue is thinking that speculation is fact. We can speculate that this rally has begun and that the correction that we're in is over. And it would be just that. It would be speculation. It's not fact yet. Now, for what it's worth, I do actually think that the correction is probably about over. I do think that the correction is probably coming to its conclusion soon. But I want to see some technical confirmation. So what is that technical confirmation? There are a few things. Number one, I want to see Bitcoin hold a certain level. And it's not doing it right now. We're actually below it. I want to see Bitcoin hold this level. 91 grand. Say it with me. 91,000 bucks. Smackaroons. $91,000 is the floor of this sideways range that we built over here. This range was perimetered. It was bracketed by 109 at the top and 91 at the bottom. This trading range. This was sideways trading. It's not a bull trend. It's not an uptrend. But it's also not a correction. It's just sideways. It's beautiful. We're correcting in time, not in space, which is actually pretty good for sentiment. As of a few days ago, we broke below $91,000, which changed the inclination of the trend. Instead of Bitcoin trading sideways, now we have to define Bitcoin's trend like this, with lower highs and lower lows. As of Monday, a week ago, March 24th, when we broke this level at $91,000, we are no longer in a technical consolidation. We are now technically in a correction because we've got lower highs and lower lows. Until that point in time, we were not in a downtrend. We were in a descending triangle pattern, which was starting to look a little bit scary. You could even say we were in a symmetrical triangle pattern, which was starting to look a little bit scary. We were still technically in a sideways pattern until we broke this level. Until we reestablish $91,000 as our floor, and until which point in time we break this downtrend, which we rejected off of yesterday. By the way, we didn't just reject off of that. We also rejected off of the 0.236 level at $95,000, which, by the way, is a big even. It's $5K away from 100 grand. Until we break that, this downtrend is not over. And declaring victory before you've actually won is a great way to get ambushed. Somebody put that on a coffee mug. This correction, technically speaking, is not over yet. And we're seeing the fruit of that this morning when Bitcoin goes through a correction. Do I think the correction is almost over? Sounds like it. Seems like it will be soon. Is it over yet? No. It is not over yet. And so we need to see whether or not Bitcoin's actually going to break the downtrend here. We need to see if Bitcoin can hold $91,000. And we need to see whether Bitcoin is going to reestablish an uptrend, or at least reestablish this sideways trading. That's what we need to see. So let's pay close attention to what Bitcoin does over the next few days, and let's not declare victory too early, because what's going to end up happening is that we are going to end up getting ourselves ambushed, because we're running into issues. We're running into the issue of declaring victory too early. And so let's pay very close attention to what happens there. Someone in chat saying I stole their money. With clear conscience, I've never stolen anyone's money. If there's a customer service issue, please tell me, Miguel. Right here in front of 1,000 people, I don't mind. I will fix it right now. I have never stolen any money from anyone. So if you think if I've made a mistake, then I've made a mistake. Feel free to go ahead and tell me right here. I don't care. I'll make it right. I don't know. So go ahead. I don't think Miguel's trolling. He's been watching the channel for a long time. I'm sure there was some mistake. Feel free to tell me. I was out of town for a month. If I made a mistake, I will correct it right now or right after stream. All right. Let's keep reading. People are hating on Miguel. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I did. Maybe something happened. I don't know. I didn't steal anything, but did we have a coaching call and the scheduling got messed up? I don't know. I will look into that a little bit later. Okay, maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe we do have a troll. Jeb, tell the whole story about how you stole my money, you lying thief. Oh, I love false accusations. That's funny. That's drama, man. That's some clicks right there. All right. If I've made a mistake, I will correct it. I have no idea what you're talking about, though, so you're going to have to fill me in. Let's read some chat. Appreciate all of you guys for being here. You guys are so short-sighted. The problem is we can't hold the market support bands anymore. That's right. That's the exact point that we're making, is that we are having an issue holding $91,000. We need to be able to get back up above it, and until that point in time, we cannot call a confirmed uptrend just yet. We just can't do it, so we've got to stay tuned, and we've got to see what happens. All right. Let's go right ahead and talk a little bit about the altcoins, though, because we want to see the same thing with them. Here's the issue with the altcoins. Ethereum is getting annihilated. This is extremely, extremely disappointing. Right? If you look here on the 4-hourly chart, this is, let's look out here on the daily chart. This is the current downtrend. We got a little bit of a spike on ETH, and then we have ended up correcting right back to where we started, which was at $2,300. Ethereum is sitting here right now above critical market structure. And that market structure is right here around $2,100. This came in just in time to help us bounce, but even that support architecture at $20,000, sorry, not $20,000. We're thinking about Bitcoin. I wish Ethereum was at $20,000. $2,000, we need to bounce here. And since we're not really getting a strong bounce, it really does bring a lot of concern to me about whether or not Ethereum is going to be able to go into a major rally here. This was incredible news. We just found out that the United States of freaking America is going to be acquiring Bitcoin. We need to see a bigger rally than this. Ethereum started out yesterday at $2,250, and right now we have dropped back down to $2,260. This announcement made basically no movement on ETH. That leads us to a couple of points. Number one, it leads us to the point that the markets are not just driven by Trump. They're driven by the market. We've got to stop thinking that the markets are completely driven by Donald Trump, because they're not. They are completely driven by the market, and Trump is just one of many different influencing factors on the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets. If we do not have an overall confidence in a project, a president can say whatever he wants, and it's not going to necessarily make a difference. And that, my friends, is exactly why Bitcoin does so well and is worth $2 trillion no matter who's in office, because it is good technology. So let's keep in mind that Trump is not the be-all, end-all. He's not the Messiah. He's just a president. He is the most powerful man on planet Earth, but he is not the market. And so the market's confidence is important. And luckily, the market does have great confidence in Bitcoin, but the market's confidence in Ethereum is waning. And we can see that on full display right here with the fact that we had this huge, very bullish news. We hit the 20 daily EMA and rejected full stop. Massive, massive, massive rejection. And so that is definitely concerning for Ethereum. I want to see better out of ETH. Now, let's read a little bit of chat here, and then we will keep it moving. We just got the best news on planet Earth, and you people are out here trying to fear. And that's the point, is that so let's back up. Here's how I like to do this. You know, as a content creator, I've for a long time had to come up with like frameworks in my mind. How do I explain things in ways that people can best understand? And in my opinion, what we need to see is we need to have the appropriate context. Because if not, we'll end up making bad choices. We'll end up making bad, we'll end up not understanding things correctly. And so we got to start with big picture. Here's big picture. 2016, 17, when I got in the space, 2017, you had individuals like myself, individuals like Hoskinson was getting in. Yeah, he'd been in since before then. But, you know, a lot of your favorite YouTubers got started in 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. Here's what was going on then. That was the season of the individuals and small companies. You saw small companies making moves. Tom Lee over at Fundstrat was big at that time. Peter Saddington was doing a lot. Data Dash was doing a lot. But it was still kind of the cypherpunk Wild West. Everybody was thinking, he was almost... everyone was thinking, okay, this is the future, but we're not sure if it's going to be the future. We're not sure if the governments and the institutions and the power players of the world are going to allow Bitcoin to thrive. Fast forward, 2020, 2021. You have some large institutions stepping in. Michael Saylor steps in, brings in a bunch of the Fortune 500 executives, especially CFOs, orange pills, a bunch of them. Larry Fink, I don't know if he was in that room, but he knew a lot of the people in that room. Larry Fink gets orange pilled. 2020 comes along. 2022, 23, 24 comes along. People are saying, okay, Bitcoin ETF. Year and a half ago, 2 years ago, BlackRock files for a Bitcoin ETF. They're more powerful than the SEC. Gensler bows down, gives them and all of their competitors the ETF, launches it on the same day, January of last year. This is the point. 2016, 17, when I got in, here was the time that we had the individuals come in. In 2020 and 2021, we had the season of institutional interest. This is the cycle of institutional adoption. This is the cycle that institutions actually start adopting and internalizing and building business models around cryptocurrency. What we are running into right now is mass adoption at our fingertips. And so when people see this correction and they see the CME gap, and this is where I do not want to be misunderstood today as a bear, because I'm not. What people see right now is they see this Bitcoin CME gap, and they may even hear me talking about how, hey, Bitcoin has not confirmed an uptrend yet, and think, oh my gosh, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And they see the trees and they don't see the forest. They see, okay, we might drop 10% over the next couple of weeks, and they forget that we have been on the most incredible bull market of a generation for the last 10, 15 years. Bitcoin is an unstoppable freight train moving directly in the direction of mass adoption, heading towards that city on a hill to orange pill every single resident and lift hundreds of millions of people out of financial bondage. Bitcoin is the future. It has always been the future. And so Donald Trump making this announcement is not Donald Trump saying that Bitcoin is the future. It is simply the most powerful man on planet Earth bowing to the most powerful commodity ever created in the history of mankind. We must not for a second, industry, I'm speaking as a leader in the space, I need you to listen, I need you to have this correct understanding. Donald Trump is not, I repeat, not more powerful than Bitcoin. Donald Trump is not making Bitcoin succeed. Bitcoin is making Donald Trump look good. Bitcoin is not riding Donald Trump's coattails. Donald Trump is being benefited by being the president that supports an industry that was always going to succeed, whether he was a part of it or not. We've got to make sure we have that in perspective. Bitcoin is far more important than Trump ever could hope to be. And so we've got to not think that the end is coming because there's a CME gap. We cannot allow ourselves to get so caught up in the bearishness because Bitcoin's in a short-term correction. We have to take a long-term perspective. We have to follow our laws of money. And as we're investing, we have to follow our laws of investment. And one of our laws of investment that we teach in the Financial Sovereignty Academy, which you guys have been signing up for in droves, we'd have signups every single day ever since we announced that there was going to be a price increase and ever since we started putting content in there again. In the Financial Sovereignty Academy, we teach the laws of money, the laws of investment, the 10 steps of the financial sovereignty way, and a lot more. And one of our laws of investment is you always take a long-term horizon, long-term time horizon. We've got to look at what the next 5 years on Bitcoin looks like based on what the last 15 years have looked like. Newsflash, Donald Trump's kind of old. In 15 years, he's going to be on one side of eternity. Bitcoin's still going to be here. And it's still going to be the most important commodity on Earth. This is bigger than him. Let's not forget that. You got to take a long-term horizon, long-term time horizon. And you've got to understand that it's not all about the local news. Short-term, a CME gap is probably going to be filled. Long-term, Bitcoin is as bullish as ever. Now that we have that knowledge, what understanding can that give us? The understanding that gives us, because remember, the equation for wisdom is this. We gain in our knowledge. I know the sun is bright and it has ultraviolet radiation, which will give me cancer if I don't protect myself from it, which gives me understanding, which helps me understand, hey, if I'm out in the sun for too long and I don't use sunscreen, my frail, pale little body will get... No, I'm just kidding. I'm pale and not frail. If my pale little body does not have sunscreen on it, I'm going to burn. I'm going to burn like a Tostito in an oven. It's going to be bad. Sunburn hurts. I'm able to understand that I need to put sunscreen on. And then I can do knowledge and understanding. These are intellectual pursuits. Wisdom is an action. Because I know that the sun has ultraviolet radiation and I understand that if I'm out in it too long, then I'm going to get burned. Then I can do the wise thing, which is put sunscreen on or be careful in the sun, whatever it may be. If we want to act wisely in this market, we must start with knowledge about the market, its history, the current fundamentals, the chart, so that we can build an understanding of where we think the market is going. And yes, that is speculation, but we've got to do a little bit of speculation if we're going to be an investor. If you don't speculate at all, then you can't invest. That's kind of part of the whole thing. And then after we have knowledge of where we've been, where we are, why we're here, etc., and we have understanding about where the market's probably going, we know what's happened, we understand what's probably going to occur, then we can act wisely with what we do today. This is how I frame every single piece of my content. We start with knowledge, we follow through into understanding, and then we close out with how we can act wisely. That is the Book of Proverbs framework. Knowledge allows for understanding. Understanding allows for wisdom. Wisdom allows for prosperity. Prosperity allows for impact. And that's the end goal, is impact. So what should we do with this knowledge and this understanding about where we've been, what Bitcoin is, and where we're going? Well, I will tell you very simply what we do. And you're like, Jeb, every time you go back to this. You're right, I do. Every time I go back to this. You know why? Because it's really not that complicated. The only thing that changes every day is the news. That's why a daily show is so important. The only thing that changes every day is the news. The very same thing that we always do is exactly what we're going to do. If the news should lead Bitcoin to drop down to the low 80s, we're going to buy more. We bought the dip. We bought the dip. We bought some at $81,000. We bought some at $83,000, $85,000. We put a lump sum in. I think it was $84,000. If Bitcoin does drop once again down to those levels, down to $78,000, down to $84,000, down to $73,000, ensure that you have cash piles on the side that you can then use to deploy in the market. Understand that the rest of this bull market looks very bright. When you see the price differential of where we expect to go based on the news and where we are right now, then you can make a wise or unwise choice to either invest or not. For you, it may not be a wise choice to invest. Maybe you're drowning in debt and you can't breathe, and you don't need to plant seeds in the ground to harvest in 5-10 years. You need to pay off debt today so that you can think clearly. Maybe you need to do that. Maybe it's not a wise choice for you to invest. For us, it is. And so we invest daily. Our action should be as follows. We should follow the laws of money. Number one, we should embrace financial sovereignty. We must have control over every single area of our life financially. If not, we need to be moving in that direction. Number two, we need to live on less than we make. If you are spending more money every month than you bring in, then that's what we call foolish. It's the most politically correct term I can use. Other terms include stupid, idiotic, moronic, dumb, like we could go on, right? But foolish is the most politically correct, kind term I can use that is still accurate. Living on more than you make is foolish, and you will run out of money eventually. And you're kind of thinking to yourself right now, well, Jeb, duh, that's kind of basic, but are you doing it? Like, I mean, we've got a lot of people out here that watch this stream that are acting like they're in the NFL and they can't run a mile. Oh, Jeb, I don't need the basics. I need to know the fancy stuff. How do I do a spin touchdown? I got to get my touchdown dance on point. Jeb, think about it. I'm going to be worth $1 billion one day. Friend, you can't run a mile. What do you think you're going to do? You think you're going to get drafted into the NFL like that? Let me see it in chat. You guys know where I'm going with this. Hashtag back to basics. People don't succeed in the NBA because they got some fancy crap going on, because they can dunk, because they're Shaquille O'Neal and 8 feet tall. They succeed because they work their freaking butt off. They're in peak physical condition because they hit the gym, they eat right, they don't drink a bunch of beer, they're not partying all the time on the off season. They know how to do free throws. They've done 1 million of them over the off season. They're working hard on the basics. They're better at the basic stuff than everybody else. The only reason you don't have money is because you have not figured out how to master the basics. We've got a lot of people majoring in minors. They're like, well, Jeb, you don't understand. I am really, really, really good at canceling subscriptions. Great, but you don't go to work and you're losing all of this money. You save $50 a month because you know how to not have subscriptions, but you're missing out on $2,000 a month of income because you're lazy and you want to play Fortnite instead of going to work. You live in your mom's basement, but you got this one thing figured out. You're not going to make money like that. Law number 2, we've got to live on less than we make. This is the actionable. This is the wisdom. This is what we need to do. We got to choose to be financially sovereign. It's my money. I'm in charge of it, and I need it now. Call JG Wentworth, man, because it's your money, and you need it now under control. Number 2, we got to live on less than we make. Number 3, we got to avoid and stay out of debt wherever possible, because it's foolish. Debt is slavery. The purpose of building a lot of wealth is not to build more wealth. The purpose of building wealth is to have a life that you enjoy, and being a slave is not very enjoyable. That should be pretty obvious. Number 4, and actually I said those backwards. This is number 3. I just said number 4. Number 3, we need to build and maintain a budget. You have no idea where your money's going unless you know where it's going. Don't tell me, oh, well, I kind of know. No, you don't. I lovingly, and I'm only this harsh on stream when I'm not talking to somebody individual. I'm a little more kind when I have somebody in front of me. You don't know where the money's going unless you know where the money's going. Oh, I know where the money's going. Okay, so go ahead and show me. Well, it's in my head. You can't show me that. And you know what? You can't see it either because your brain doesn't work that way. Your brain doesn't have a spreadsheet in it. You can't do that. The brain was not designed to do that. That's why we were given the ability to write, so we can see the information in front of us. Show me your plan. Show me your budget. Actionable investment plan. Actionable action, 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 action. There's a reason I preach on action so much, because for a long time I've been really good at philosophical. I was the philosophical velociraptor, right? The philosopher, as we've got him in chat, right? I don't know if he's here today. Very philosophical. I know what to do with money. Oh yeah, but are you doing it? Are you doing it? That's the convicting question right there. Yeah, you say you know what to do with money, but are you doing it? Or are you out partying? Or are you out doing something you shouldn't be? Are you playing video games 16 hours a day like I used to? What are you doing? You say you know about money, but is it all in your head? If you're not actually doing it, then don't say you're doing it. That's simple. Law number 5. We need to save and invest for the future. There's going to come a time where you either don't want or simply can't work. And you want to not be on the streets. Yeah? That's a good idea. Huh. Why do you grocery shop? So that when you go in your pantry, there's food there. Why do you have money in a savings account? So when you don't have your income, there's money there. Why do you invest? So that in the future, you can at very least maintain your current lifestyle, or better yet, you can grow your lifestyle and you can have a more enjoyable lifestyle. We just hit a big financial goal. Very excited about the work that we've done for years. Very excited about it. If you are not impacting people, what's the point? What's the point of life if you're the only one that gets to enjoy the fruit of your labor? What's the point? There's no meaning in that. It's called hedonism. If your life does not have a positive impact on somebody else, does what you're doing have meaning? Truthfully, you got to figure this stuff out. This is not all about price targets, guys. Some people click off when I start talking about this stuff because they think, oh, Jeb, what? Hey, stop. Okay? I came here for first grade. I came here for addition, Jeb. I want you to teach me how to add. And I'm over here saying, okay, well, let's figure out some differential calculus. Let's actually get you into Yale, dude. Let's go make something for yourself. You're like, Jeb, addition. All right? You're too much. I'm like, okay, that's fine. If you're still in first grade and you're not willing to hear about the way that you're actually going to change your life, that's fine. If this is too advanced for you, that's okay. Jeb, you're talking down to me a little bit. We've got to get this stuff figured out. We've got to get this figured out. Why do I talk this way? Because for some of you guys, this is the only time you're ever going to see me in your entire life. And I want you to walk away changed. And if I don't make this clear, that you either act wisely or you die, then I miss my chance. So we've got to save and invest for the future. There's going to come a time that you're not going to want to work or you can't work and you want to be able to grow your lifestyle. So you've got to make investments. That's law number 5. Law number 6, be radically generous. Again, what is the point of building wealth? What is the point of even being alive if you're not going to have a positive impact on somebody? Seriously, let that sink in. I hope some of you lose a few hours of sleep tonight. I hope some of you can't fall asleep until you get an answer to that question. What is the purpose of what you are doing in your life if it doesn't positively impact someone other than you? What's the point? Do you think I do what I do because it's for me? I love what I do. I greatly enjoy it. The main reason I greatly enjoy it is because it helps people. Are you a narcissist where the only reason you do what you do is because it's good for you? Those people are miserable. They might think they're happy, but they're not. They're miserable people. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying don't become one. What you're doing has to be bigger than you or you will eventually stop doing it. I learned that about myself a long time ago. If it's just about me, if it's just about some flashy, stupid car, I'm not going to have the motivation to see that through because I can have fun with very little money. My favorite thing to do is to play video games, guys. Like I don't need to be on a private jet to just have fun. I can do that with a video game that costs $30. I'll play it for 1,000 hours. I don't care. I don't need that. The reason I do what I do is not because I need money to have fun. It's because it makes an impact on you guys and it's good for the people around me to help teach about this stuff. And then the 0th law of money, the last 7th law of money, but it underpins all of them, is it's not your money, it's God's money, so obey him. Some of you guys in chat call yourself Christians, and I believe you when you say you are, but since you are a Christian, let's walk like it. Let's eradicate foolishness and sin in our life wherever we are, wherever it is. If we're self-absorbed and we don't care about helping other people, make no mistake, that's the sin of pride. If it's all about you, that's an issue. That's not just, oh, that's my personality. No, it's a problem is what it is. Repent. Please. I love you. It's hurting you. Stop. Like, somebody's about to walk off a bridge. Hey, don't do that. You're going to get hurt. Don't do that. It's bad for you. You're living on more than you make. It's foolishness. Oh, well, Jeb, it's just foolishness. Well, even the thought of foolishness is sin. That's what Proverbs says. So let's stop. It's God's money, not yours. Obey him. You don't know more than God does. So listen to him. When you do, you will receive blessing upon blessing upon blessing. Those are the 7 laws of money. We teach that and a lot more in the Financial Sovereignty Academy. And tomorrow, the price is going to be increasing from $99 a year to $104 a year. Not a big increase, I know, but it is an increase. If you want to lock in $99 a year on the Financial Sovereignty Academy, you got about 24 hours to do so. I'm going to do one more call for it on tomorrow's stream, and then we will have that price increase going in around noon tomorrow. So you got about another 25, 26 hours before the $104 a year price increase comes to the Financial Sovereignty Academy. If you want to lock in $99 a year forever, then make sure to sign up for the Financial Sovereignty Academy today. If you don't know what FinSov Academy is, it is the place where we teach everything that we know about money. And we teach you guys a lot. There's content coming into FinSov Academy every single week. I just got week 7 back, so that video is going to be coming out today, actually. I'm going to be uploading that today into the Financial Sovereignty Academy. Might end up being tomorrow, but most likely it's going to be today. FinSov Academy is the place where we teach you guys everything that we know about money, the 7 laws of money. We got our laws of investment over there. We are going to teach you how to do everything that you need to do to succeed with money. all of it. If there's something you need to succeed with money, it's gonna be in FinSol Academy. We're growing. There's a lot of content coming in here, and there's so much stuff that's planned. This is going in 30 years from now. This is going to be a big deal. This is not going anywhere. Sign up for FinSol Academy. It is the future of financial education. Full stop. Period. This is the place to learn about money, and it is where I want you to go to learn about money today. Week number 7 is coming out today. Investing 15% of your household income for retirement. It is a banger. It's a great video. I'm going to show you exactly how to make sure that you never have to worry about money ever again. How about that? That's a great concept, isn't it? For the low price of 15% of your household income, you are going to never have to worry about money ever again. That's a good feeling. It's week 7 of the Financial Sovereignty Way, investing 15% of your household income for retirement. If you have not already, sign up for Financial Sovereignty Academy. 6 videos, over 2.5 hours of content in here right now. We got another half an hour of content going in there today in week 7. It's a long one. It's a big old video, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. We got videos coming out every week. As we go, there's going to be dozens and hundreds of new videos coming into the Financial Sovereignty Academy. And before long, we're going to be working on community features. I'm going to be showing you guys our journey. I'm going to be having logs of saying, hey, this is what I learned this month. We got a lot of stuff planned for FinSol Academy. It is the most important product that we offer. It is the core of our business model because it is core to our mission of helping to solve the world's financial problems one family at a time, and I want you to come along with me on that journey. So sign up today with the link in the description box down below. Lock in $99 a year forever. Your price will not increase, but if you wait another 48 hours, then the lowest price you're ever going to get is $104 a year. We never discount the Academy. It's already been discounted. I could charge a lot more for it, but I don't. We will not be extending that deadline. It will be going up in price tomorrow on schedule. And like I said, we never discount it. You're never going to see $99 again a year ever again. So in 10 years, when it's $250 a year, you got $99 a year, you're grandfathered into it. Goes up every year with inflation and a little bit of a price adjustment. So make sure to lock it in today. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's take it full circle. We talked about the wisdom of what we need to do, but let's kind of give it a recap for anybody who just tuned in. And then we're going to wrap it out because I'm a little bit over time here. Bitcoin is doing well. We had a big rally. Rally on Ethereum got erased. We're kind of concerned about Ethereum there. Worried about you, Ethereum. Somebody needs to write them a letter, check on them. Bitcoin was in this sideways consolidative pattern here. We had 2 highs, a bunch of lows, broke bearish out of that. We are still technically in a downtrend as defined by these 2 levels. But forgot to mention this. At 1:30 today, apparently the White House is going to make some kind of big announcement about investments. So it's possible that they're going to announce an investment plan in Bitcoin. If that happens, Bitcoin could moonshot to over $100,000 today. I mean, Bitcoin could hit $130,000 today, to be totally honest with you, depending on what that announcement is. We have nothing other than we know it's an investment announcement. That's all we know. That's literally all we know. There's something on Donald Trump's schedule for today called investment announcement at 1:30 p.m. today. If that's something big, then you'll be seeing an afternoon video shot on the spot about it, and I'll upload that this afternoon. If it's nothing major, then I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Make sure to sign up for FinSol Academy. Check out Lux Algo also. They're great. NordVPN. If you want to keep yourself safe and secure, not lose your investments, that's a wise thing to do. Make sure to sign up for NordVPN. Links in the description box down below. I love you guys. Have a wonderful afternoon. Stay tuned. Great video coming out this afternoon. I appreciate you all for being here. And before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.